So look, after me and my wife paid off our credit card debt, our life definitely changed, obviously for better. So in this video I want to share with you how your life can change too, and to perhaps give you some motivation to whether start paying off your cards or continue paying them off until you're completely debt free. Now this is not a tips video how to pay off your credit cards, so I'm gonna include this video how we actually paid $40,000 of debt. I'm gonna put the link in the description down below, and it's also gonna be at the end of this video. But this video is basically about the positive changes that will take effect when you're finally debt free, and trust me, it's awesome. So the first positive thing of being completely debt-free is that most likely you will have more peaceful mind, you will have less stress. That definitely was the case for me and my wife, of course. And you will no longer have this consistent pressure of how I'm gonna pay these credit cards, I can't take it anymore, this is too much, and etc. Look, just our interest on our credit cards that time when we had $40,000 of debt was more than $700 a month, and that was a lot of pressure on us. Not only we couldn't save any money, but we were actually struggling financially. So when that pressure was kind of lifted off, if you will, because we pay off the debt, it was really an amazing feeling. And since that situation just happened a couple of years ago, it is still relatively fresh for us, so I will never forget this feeling. Now that brings me to second point, if you will, and that is if you no longer have to pay the interest on the credit cards, you can actually start saving the money, or better yet, investing, so you can start building your financial future instead of paying this silly interest on the credit cards. The third positive thing of being completely debt-free is that now, since you actually don't pay any interest on the credit cards, you can use them to your advantage. And what I mean by that is you can get rewards on the credit cards and even delay the payments for the regular purchases you make anyway. So I give you an example. We are part of BJ's Wholesale Club. You might not have BJ's in your area, but maybe you have the Costco, but pretty much same concept. And me and my wife don't really shop very often in there, but when we do, every time our bill is over $600 or $700, and that's because we buy things for like 6 or 7 months. So our recent purchase was actually for over $900. However, I have almost 7 weeks to pay that off, and that's because consciously I decided to go to BJ's exactly a day or two after the credit card statement was closing. So that's how I will delay this payment for 7 weeks. And of course, if you're debt free, you can do things like that too. And that's just one of the benefits of using the credit cards pretty much to your advantage. Now, because you're debt free, another thing that can change for you is, and that's actually your goals, not only they can change, but they can get bigger. And that's actually because your main focus is not to pay off the debt, since you already paid that off, so you no longer have to worry about that part. And now you can actually focus on bigger financial goals, like thinking about investing the money for the first time, or perhaps saving for some little business and etc. So not only you're debt free, but your mind is being freed as well. Now another thing is, and I believe this is very important actually, and that is if you no longer have the payments on the credit cards, you will actually enjoy your life better. So with this one, let me give you our personal example. Now you see, occasionally we like to go to the movie theater with my son and my wife, and we definitely enjoy watching movie together, bigger screen in the theaters, and of course getting some popcorns, drinks and etc. And let's say this costs $80, right? That is the prices where I live at least. So the price was obviously the same for me whether I had the credit card debt or right now that I'm debt free. However, when my cards were packed to the roof and I had to pay all this interest, even though we went to that theater still and the movie was great, but believe me, I didn't really enjoy it. I did it for my family only, but deep inside of my gut I was actually cringing and being very stressed about it, because I said to myself, not only we are already in debt, but now that's gonna cost even more money. I'm gonna have to pay more interest on the credit cards. And I was physically sitting in the theater with my lovely family on the side, but I really thought I'm not doing the right thing by spending this extra money. And now that we are debt free, of course, this is totally different story. So we actually went to the movie theater last Saturday. We saw the movie Dune 2, and sure, it still cost us like $90 because my wife got some food, my son got popcorn, we got drinks and etc. But now I didn't think about it like this is such a drastic expense or anything, simply because we don't have this pressure of paying off the credit cards anymore. So sure, this month maybe I'm gonna save a little bit less money, but that's pretty much it. So this was definitely way more enjoyable. And another important thing about it, and this is kind of side effect if you will, and that is because actually it takes some hard work to pay off the credit cards. Now that you already did it and your credit card balances are zero or close to zero, basically that you no longer pay the interest on the credit cards, you will actually see that you will be more focused on your finances, and therefore you will progress faster and faster in building your wealth and of course your financial freedom. Okay, so this is it for this video, but make sure to check this video next. This is exactly how we paid off our debt, and as always, thank you for watching.